think I'll stick you. I think I'll stick you. I think I'll stick you.
Ba-ba. Hello? Wait. Wait. Whack! My tabs crashed. What the frick? Okay, wait. Sorry. Yeah. Don't look at my tabs. Okay.
Granny's room. Sure.
Wait, don't sorry, wait, that's sorry, that's don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Okay. There. There's some you know, yeah, don't worry about it. Nothing wrong with some ponies. This has to be a conspiracy, guys. My tests have never crashed like this before. So what's happening all of a sudden? I think they know. Okay. One second. It happened again. Why does it happen when I try to play that one sound? What the heck? Hold on. But no! Is it because I'm zooming in? Wait, I wonder. What if my zoom in command is the same command that crashes, like closes all of my tabs? I actually think that might be it. I don't think it's the sound. I think it's me, you know. Okay, fine. Those. This is mean. Illuminati confirmed. Whoa. Okay, I mean, that was pretty sussy, but I wanted to play this anyways because we are investigating the weird, the strange, the mysterious. Yes. This is my conspiracy presentation. All right, now, cue the background, epic background track to emphasize my points. Okay, kind of spooky. let's freaking let's get to it. Okay. Trust me, bro. This is real. All of this here that you're about to see today is real? Question mark? Or is it? Should I give a disclaimer that these views are not my own and I am merely conveying hypotheticals and this is all allegedly, and I am in very good mental health. Okay, I do not want to Minecraft myself or anything like that. I'm not going outside, so yes. Alright. Now, but first, before we begin, I need to ask you, are you ready? Okay. I implore you to have an open mind, okay? Doubters, get out. Or well, honestly, it's fine. It's fine if you're a doubter. I just ask you to listen, to observe, get it in, all right? And, question the things around you, okay? Take off your blinders for a second. This is me handing you the so-called hypothetical red pill. All right. This is not me being crazy, and you are not crazy. Okay? Don't let anyone call you that. All right? Because that just shows you that if they call you crazy, that means you must be on the right track, actually, because why are they trying to shut you down so much? Why are they, so insistent and, ignoring the the blatant truths out there, right? They try to censor us, silence us, make us seem like fools. That is why you have this precognitive bias of, this is just crazy stuff. Surely there's no way it's real, but that's exactly what they want you to think. Okay? It's part of a conditioning. None of this is crazy. And I say, let's, the only thing we should value is knowledge. All right. And I'm passing you this holy grail. It's up to you what to do with it, though. Okay, so first of all, why conspire in the first place? Why cook up these conspiracy theories? Where does this stuff come from? Well, it all boils down to basically these guys. Okay, would you trust this a fucking lizard to run and govern you? Obviously not. Okay, the government is evil, because when you think about it, why wouldn't they be? What reason do you have to trust them? What have they done for you? Don't they just kind of consistently make things worse? Right? There's all these empty promises, but at the end of the day, nothing ever happens. Okay? And they are clearly hiding stuff from us. Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? You think all of those Hollywood shows, movies, whatever, where there's all these cover-ups, secret things going on, whatever, you think that's all made up? Where do you think they get that from? Okay? They try to tell us these messages subliminally, hint to us that, like, yes, there's stuff going on deeper in the surface, right? But you can't outright say it because then, they wouldn't allow us to watch it. So they have to do it through all of these, veneers and, pretend and dress it up like, oh yeah, this is just fiction, yeah, science fiction, fantasy, whatever, all of this stuff. Okay, but then you think about it of like, why could this stuff not happen in reality? Really, there's nothing stopping or preventing it from being real. And you know what? We have tons of evidence that they do hide shit from us. All right. I mean, need I mention to you some certain, files that were hidden and buried for a long time. You know how many redactions that were on there? How long it took to come out? How long they were allowing all of this stuff to happen? Okay, and then how quickly all of the media just forgets about it, and we're not even reporting it anymore. Come on, just forget about that stuff. Let's move on. Let's start some other problems, going on in the world. So your attention is redirected, okay? Because that's what it's all about, okay? Control. All right. They keep us sedated, but it's all just right in front of you. But then they call you crazy and they say, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory, to try to preemptively shut it down. Okay, but they are everywhere watching. That's why you gotta download this shit right away, okay? Because I don't know how safe I am right now, Pangoons. Yeah. Be careful, okay? Blind trust and faith in the governments. That's how you get a freaking intergalactic jihad that kills billions of people. Just ask Paul Atreides of Dune, okay? And at the end of the day, I'm not asking much of you, but just we should all practice, critical thinking. Okay, that's all what it is. Don't just trust things immediately when you say it. Blind faith. Think about it for yourself. Think for yourself. Okay, don't be like the common sheep, all right? I trust that if you are here, if you are watching this right now, you are one of the brave few enlightened folks. Okay? Higher brain power. Okay? 'Cause I know it's tough. It's tough to make it here. It's a bunch of intellectual challenges. But surely I know you can think for yourself, okay? And get ready to fight for your freedom, fight for your independent thoughts. And we shall elevate to a higher plane of reasoning. Okay, find the facts. Find what they bury. Don't let them just feed you the slop. Alright, you feel me? You feel me? This is your call and your sign to wake up. Yes. We need to leave the cave and enter the light that they're trying to suppress us down into. Okay? And so we are going to begin, okay, with MK Ultra. This is the tightest shit we have because this was all proven true. Okay, if you don't know, MK Ultra was a project and an initiative ran by the CIA, I believe, or FBI, one of those stuff. I guess the CIA, and it actually went pretty long. It lasted for 20 years, 1953 to 1973. Okay, and the purpose was to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used in mind-altering behavior, altering the human mind. That was their goal. Mind control. To beat the Soviets, apparently, but, of course, our own populations are not out of the picture. Indeed, they did experiment on many North American people, even the Canadians. Under the guise of research, they did this everywhere, more than 80 million institutions, the military, colleges, universities, hospitals, prisons, even pharmaceutical companies. Lacing shit, sprinkling in a little LSD here, a little methamphetamine here, whatever. I don't even know what these drugs are called. Okay, they were secretly dosed though with many people, and this fucked up a lot of lives. Okay, I don't remember all of the stories, but shit would happen where, some superior laces their subordinates, drink. They go crazy. They run around all the time, and then they have a crazy, withdrawal incident that they can't handle, and they jump off a bridge. All because of this. I don't even have to tell you how many human rights this this is against. No regard for consent at all. But even the people that did consent to these experiments, they had it even worse. Okay, there were people that were dosed with LSD, these kinds of hallucinogenic drugs, for 77 days straight. Okay, who knows what that does. Okay, and in the end, they did develop super hallucinogens. Okay, and all this it came out, I think, in the early 2000s. I honestly, I don't know how it really happened, because I'm surprised that they let all of this sleep, but maybe they were forced to, because it just got so big. Some of the scientists had some regrets about it and stuff. Feeling bad, but they do have this. Okay, now we don't know if they've actually used these super hallucinogenic drugs anywhere, but why wouldn't they? Okay, because all of this was hidden for so long. They were doing this under hypnosis for so long. So yeah, it came out years and years later, but then, okay, why wouldn't there be other stuff that, are like this, that's happening right now, and we don't even know? Okay, this is just one example. You really think they never did anything bad ever again? They freaking, learn their lesson or whatever. This is all that we know. Okay? And what are they doing with these super hallucinogens? Oh, you think they just destroy them all? They have them locked up? We don't even know what's going on out there. Maybe they're even dosing us with it now. Who knows? Okay, that is a bit more, how do I say, observations, not not proven, but of course we can wonder and speculate. But these guys definitely have not earned our trust. Okay, so be careful. Now it goes deeper. Okay. The moon landing. Apollo 11. You might think, oh, there's no way. I mean, that's just crazy talk. That it was faked. Okay. But there's several things that they still haven't explained that don't make sense. Okay? It could even be possible we've never been to the moon. Never ever. I mean, you know, perhaps space travel is actually more difficult than we think. Okay. Now look at the evidence here. Okay. Boom. Number 1, no visible stars. Okay, how could that be? They forgot to Photoshop stars in. I mean, there's tons of stars, like everywhere, all the time. Number 2, why is a flag moving? There is no atmosphere. There is no air on the moon. Why should it be in the upright position? It doesn't make sense. Nobody can explain this. And of course, the footprints do not match. Obviously, this guy's boots are way bigger than the steps taken. I totally fact checked this with all of the pixels. Don't worry about it, but it's it's definitely true. Okay. And so the conspiracy goes basically that they filmed this at a secret location. It's all fake. I mean, you know, sometimes movie effects can be quite good, right? Apparently they had even freaking like Stanley Kubrick do this. Okay, and you know that guy is good. And guess what? Later he made 2001: A Space Odyssey. Could that be his message that the moon landing was not real and he had a part of it? Okay, because I think in that movie there's some like aliens or something, you know, but like, yeah, okay. But it just shows he has experience doing like space stuff. Okay, so, you know, how did that happen? Yeah, he bring up other stuff too, like the shadows in the photo don't match up, the lighting is too good. I mean, some people say even like if our technology back then was good enough to make it to the moon, then that should mean right now, how come we're not on Mars already? you know, because this was like the 50s or something. Okay, almost like 100 years later. But progress is not like, the progress is not equal, you know what I mean? But like, you know, technology is supposed to be faster than that. Okay, trust me, this is 100% real logic here, okay? And then how come they just conveniently stopped all their moon missions? Oh, we don't need to go to the moon anymore, you know? And no one else has been to the moon aside from NASA and the Americans and whatever, all of this. So, you know, perhaps we've never even been there. Okay. Does anybody actually have, you know, any evidence, like real, like, you know, pictures on the moon? I don't think so. Okay. Okay. Everyone was fooled into believing this is real. Okay, but this is one of the earliest conspiracy theories for a reason. People even back then were sus of this. Okay, and now they're just trying to bury it. Okay, and they might think like, oh, wait, shit. Sorry, my slides look kind of weird sometimes. So why would they fake it? Well, obviously, at the time, the Cold War was happening. So they wanted to appear as if we're so good, we're so strong, we totally beat you guys, so just stop even trying anymore. Okay? You know, because, you know, the American people, you know, they were kind of down on their luck back then, you know, feeling rough, you know, and then we need to unite the people. So let's create and make up a big fake achievement. Okay. And well, yeah. Okay. Honestly, even among some conspiracists, it's still not sure about this theory, because you can also think like, okay, but was our film technology good enough at the time to fake this, right? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there. Maybe you were, but I mean, the film technology was also a little rough back then, and supposedly they brought back samples or whatever. They could always, you know, claim just some random rocks or were the samples or whatever. But I'm telling you, it is possible that it was faked, but for a different reason. Okay, that we did make it to the moon,
friends.
But like the footage was not real. That we made it to the moon before the actual, like, our actual moon landing event. But they had to censor and hide the whole thing because what they found there were aliens, moon people. Okay, they had to hide this from the populace. Obviously, it was called mass hysteria, global issues, or whatever. Okay, so NASA destroyed all of the footage, all the evidence. That is why they had to make their own footage and fake film it and whatever. Okay, but they still had, you know, the rock samples and stuff. So that, you know, explains everything. Yeah. And you know who said this? Robert Dean. Okay, who is ex-CIA and ex-military, so obviously they have all of the correct qualifications to relay all this information. You definitely trust him. It's totally real. You can totally check like their like career records. It's definitely true. And yeah, I mean, this guy would never lie. Of course, what over there would it be right? They are just trying to spread the truth. So I think they are simply a very brave individual. Yeah. So who knows? Possibly right now we have little moon people chilling there right now. Maybe we don't go to the moon anymore because they want to be left alone. They signed some, you know, some deal, some treaty between our people. We don't even know about it. Yeah. All right. Yes, clearly, look, all the craters, the remnants of ancient battles with the moon people, lunar conflicts. Okay. This explains everything. Yes. And you know, I told you Stanley Kubrick was theorized to have been working on the moon set Not only did he make 2001 Space Odyssey, he also made Eyes Wide Shut, which we know was also him blowing the whistle on Hollywood. Clearly, I don't know, everyone loved him, wanted to use his amazing film-making powers, and stuff. So, he's always been trying to let us know, like, what's going on deep in the surface. I implore you to study his movies even further from now on, okay? He is officially Apostle One of our new world order right here. Yep. They killed him for saying the truth. All right, his death, very mysterious. Okay, how come anytime someone, says something crazy, says something controversial, new, whatever, it's just a conspiracy, they either mysteriously die, mysteriously disappear a short amount of time after? Very, very interesting. Okay. Now next. Okay. I'm gonna touch on this even more. The aliens. Area 51. So, this all started from the Roswell incident. In 1947, people still debate this to this day. Okay? The government claims, it's just a weather balloon that fell, but in reality, we know they collected it to this sealed off military base. So why would they do that if, they didn't need to? Okay. Why are there so many UFO sightings? I think there's a new name for it now, but I forget. Okay, there's so many mysterious things that we can't explain. But they try to get us to forget about it. Okay. UAP, unidentified. I don't know what it stands for actually. UAP. UFO is just cooler, so we're just gonna go with like UFO. Okay. All right, but there have been admissions. Okay, the government themselves have admitted that they are studying these unidentified flying objects that were recovered. Okay, and there was a whole, team of people assigned to it. Okay, this guy, Rob Lazar, he came out about everything as he's one of the people assigned to this shit. Okay, trying to study the crafts. Okay, but the progress has been so slow. Their technology is so far above ours that we just can't even understand it. But they split up people into different teams, and the teams cannot talk to each other because it's so secretive and down locked. That's why we don't we don't know much about it. I guess they don't want any leaks. But this guy, after he came out about this, they tried to make his life fall apart. Okay, initially, if you tried to look him up, you couldn't find his official records of studying where he studied. But then the physical records still existed. Okay, so they were trying to wipe him out. Okay. It's definitely okay. It's very real. Now, why are the aliens just leaving empty spacecraft and crashing them into Earth? Who knows? Okay, I don't think physical, biological specimen have been really recovered, but definitely their ships. Okay, they I don't know. They're trying to send some kind of message. Or perhaps even that is a different division of people, the people who deal with the actual aliens. Okay? And how do you explain this? Okay, you remember a couple of years ago, okay, they recovered this weird ass alien shit in Mexico or whatever. Okay, for study. What happened about that? What happened about that, huh? Huh? We all just like collectively forgot. They don't bring it up anymore because it was real. All right. They're hiding anything else related to it. Okay, but they couldn't avoid this leaking because people actually managed to, independent sources were there at the scene. Okay, so they couldn't help that it was leaked, so they tried to spin the story like, oh, it's just like fake or something, or it's just some, I don't know, it's like something else, some like a weird like, person or something. I don't know, but look, it definitely, this does not look human at all. Okay, the structure is like totally off. They might tell you excuses, definitely some old human, but, just think deeper beneath the surface. Okay. You think they wouldn't just send fake documents? Look, guys, this is totally the X-ray from this thing. Okay, we totally didn't like recreate it with like some other thing to make it look like it's this. Okay. Be wary, be careful. We're all right for now, but who knows what the aliens are gonna end up thinking and doing. Okay, and I implore you, Penguin, look at this. Okay, how do you explain this? Now this is from apparently this is from 2011. So this is before AI. Okay. Or any of that stuff. This cannot be faked. Okay. Wait for it. You see that tall, bulbous building in the middle? Look. A little light descends on top of it. It's moving around. It's pulsating. What is that? Okay, and then? Okay, what's it doing there? I don't know. Who knows? Boom! It just goes up. There are several angles of this incident. Okay, this is not the only video. Look it up yourself. Okay? Several sources from different angles. They can't all be faked. Okay, multiple documentations. This is still unexplained. Okay. And now there's also the Pentagon themselves leaked this actually in 2020. I didn't get a video for it. Because I think I forgot, but I think surely you have seen it or heard of it, right? It's like it's this audio of some pilots doing some routine, Air Force, whatever, flying around. They identify an object and they're talking amongst each other. What is this? What is this? And they're like, I don't know. They're tracking this fast ship in the air. Is going way faster than they're used to, than is normal. And again, no explanation behind this. Okay, they're like, we don't know. It's some weird unidentified flying thing. That just exists in the air. Remember? Yeah. So very sus. Very freaky. I don't want to show you the whole video because it's a couple minutes long, but they talk about it there. Okay, just believe me, trust. You can do your research. Okay. Honestly, I think this all has kind of like scary implications because if we can't trust the government, we definitely can't trust the aliens. Okay, they ain't even on our team, on our side. I think we should just stay out of their shit as much as possible. Okay, don't contact them. Don't open that shit. Okay, I've read enough sci-fi to know where this goes. Okay. Okay, now next theory. The Earth is hollow. Or at least partially. Now the main thing driving this, there is some new evidence recently. Okay, in 2014, scientists discovered a reservoir of water below the surface. Discovered deep beneath the surface. And this reservoir of water was 3 times the volume of all of our oceans combined. So this is just facts. Okay, this is where our water comes from. Okay, there's like a huge pocket of water inside and it goes outside. So who is to say there isn't also, you know, like their own countries and cities underneath that as well. And that water reservoir is their own oceans and whatnot. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know what? There's another thing. Earthquakes. Okay. How do you explain those? I don't think those are fully, you know, explained. We don't know everything about how earthquakes work. Okay? It has been found that there are anomalies in the P and S waves, making up the waves emanating from earthquakes. What does P and S mean? I don't know. Or I forgot, but it's important. Okay, you know, it's like the magnetic shit. Magnetic waves, sound waves, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, but these waves, they come from earthquakes. It emanates. Okay, obviously, you know, the ground shaking a lot. That's going to create some reactions. Okay? And these anomalies in the waves are unexplainable. Unexplainable. It doesn't make sense. It does not add up. And so these facts point to possibility of a subsurface structures causing these earthquakes. Okay, I don't know. The buildings down there are moving around, perhaps, or something, or they're partying real hard down there. Who knows? But it at least hints that it is definitely not some completely solid, to the core Earth that we're living in. Okay, there's some weird shit going on down. Okay, you know why they say don't dig down in Minecraft? It's because they're trying to subliminally condition you to think, oh yeah, digging down is bad. And so that's why we are not digging down actually like to the core to find like what is going on down there. Okay, you know, because we're scared we're gonna get the whole, you know, like lava stuff happening, but you know, perhaps not. And yes, it's illegal apparently. They made it illegal to dig down. Okay, they don't want you finding what is down there. Ah. Okay. Now, how could this get possibly worse? Well, I have some bad news for you. Okay, so we've talked about the government being evil and stuff, right? But does it go even deeper? Okay, the existence of secret societies. They've gone by many different names across times. The Illuminati, the Freemasons. Today, it's just some kind of a shadow government. Okay, a shadow government is behind everything, controlling us all from the shadows. And I mean everyone. They don't fucking care. Different countries, nations, whatever. It is all according to their design. And their main goal is unrest, control. Okay, they want to manipulate us to keep us in fear. Okay, now we don't know where they actually come from. What are they? They might not even be human. Possibly they feed on our negative energy. That's why everything is so fucked up. Okay, let me show you this. You know who this is? Justin Bieber. Okay. He would be one of the elite part of this group. Okay, I'm telling you, all the politicians, the top celebrities and stuff. Okay, you see his eyes? That's not normal. Okay, he went lizard mode for a second. You can look up this clip, okay? He did this in front of everyone. I think he's standing trial or something. I don't know. But there's this clip, okay, we can see him. You know, he's blinking and shit. He goes lizard mode for a second, okay? And you know they're trying to hide it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Honestly, I don't even think this one is that crazy. Okay. You can look at the files. Okay, so much stuff is connected that, like, you know, it's like, why are like this person working with that? You know, like, it's so, you know, but it's because they're all trying to control us. In the emails they say, you know, we gotta control the youth, you know, get them addicted to video games, so stuff like that. Okay, it's all worked, and their goal is to create a brave new world. All right, just like that novel or some shit where, you know, everyone is controlled. Some false society where anything against the allowed narrative is snuffed out, taken down. Okay, they already control the media, the internet. Okay, they are progressing towards that. All right, I don't even know how I am able to freely say this all to you, but it's not gonna stay like this for long. Okay, if they do have their way, that is. Okay, we need to keep this, you know, bastion of hope going on. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's go deeper. Okay, so surely you've heard of these mythological beings, the cryptids, all the rumors of them, you know, Jersey Devil, Loch Ness Monster, whatever, all this stuff, the Yeti. Do you believe in them? Do you think they're real? Do you think they're true? What about Bigfoot? One of the oldest ones. Real? Or a really hairy man? Or some guy in a gorilla suit? Who knows? The hunts have been going on, though. They are still ongoing. As far as I know, not much progress being made. You know, it is what it is. How about this? Boom. Do you see it? Okay. Obviously that must be a weird creature and not just some, you know, logs or in the water or something. Okay, there is one singular, you know, big sea serpent monster living in fucking Scotland. Okay, they just like it there. They like the I know what does Scotland have? Potatoes or something. Yes, and they have really long lifespans. That's why this hunt goes on for like so freaking long, right? Okay, how about this? Boom! You see that? What is that? How do you explain that? Okay, the chupacabra, a weird ass fucking dog with wings. I mean, there's no way that this is a normal creature. Okay, very mysterious appearances and even more mysterious stories. So, of course, not everyone is gonna have cameras on them all the time to snap pictures. That's why we don't have a whole bunch of evidence. And the more that we globalize, the harder it is to get evidence, because they're scared of us. They're hiding. Okay, they don't want their secrets to be found out, and it's getting increasingly hard to stay on the down low. So they just don't come out. Yeah. But I bring to you another thing. Okay, now these are all dubious. We don't really know, whatever. But there is other evidence of something else. The flat woods monster. I believe it's this thing. Okay, people, when they're out in these fucking parks, these big national parks, they see a whole bunch of weird stuff. They have all these stories. Okay, but people always dismiss them. Could it be that they use these large open spaces to test things? Either test these creatures or test fabrications of these creatures. They do it in these remote locations so that there's as few people as possible, as little evidence as possible, so anyone who does happen to come across it, they're not seen as not very believable. Okay. Now I say there is actually some evidence of soldiers, US soldiers in World War II, going to Italy and creating fake cryptids, fake supernatural appearances. They would use shit like scarecrows, whatever, and weird lights to make it look spooky. And this was for psychological warfare. It was to make the Italian people who saw this, they were more scared and shit. And it made it so that they did not cooperate with the Germans as much as the Germans were struggling. Because this is all part of the effort to, win World War II, or whatever. Right? But, okay, what this means is if they faked shit overseas, why wouldn't they fake shit over here? Okay? They clearly say the goal is to use these to confuse and frighten the enemy. Okay, what are they trying to do to us today? Okay, rage bait. Sow discord. Okay, a perfect way to control people is make them scared. Okay, so the government, they're definitely doing some weird shit. Okay, they're trying to spook us. Okay, so I think this shit is actually, it's not real. It's all made by the government. Okay? And they don't want people to know. Honestly, it's better if they are seen as little stories and stuff, because that's how you control people. Oh, be careful, don't go here, don't go to this location, that's where the Chungus is. You know what I mean? Yes, It makes a lot of sense. Okay, but now this next thing is going to make even more sense. It might even shock you to your core. Okay, so I tell you to watch out. Okay, not everyone can handle this information. Chemtrails. You see these planes? Okay, they leave like shit behind, right? And then you might just say, oh, that's normal. Okay, that's just normal, like exhaust. Okay, but people have noticed that it's not consistent with science. Okay, normal trails from planes like these, they quickly disappear. Okay, but now, why is it lingering in the sky? And why are they doing these weird kooky ass patterns? Is some kind of subliminal thing? Why so many? Well, the theory goes that they are dispersing chemicals into our atmosphere for various all kinds of people, mind-altering substances to control our thinking, our thoughts, make us docile, make it harder for us to revolt, rise up, even, population control, disperse illnesses, make people sick, stop, us from getting too big, Possibly also for, climate change, climate control, slowing global warming and all of that. But, that's a good thing, but yeah, it's still happening, okay? It's still sus. They're not being, forthright about this, okay? And I tell you, people have gathered evidence about this. Okay, some scientist, I don't remember who, but I think they had some good certifications. Okay, they collected some air samples, some shit in the air. Okay, and they found metallic particles, crystalline substances. Now, why would that be in the air? It doesn't make sense. This is clearly from these chemtrails. Okay, let shit go. Okay, we should have clean, pure, empty air. And not with all this, harmful shit in it. Okay, it's just getting worse and worse over time. Clearly, this is the only possible cause of it. Okay, and now look at this. The Air Force. Military. Why is a military plane? What is this? Look at this exhaust. They're letting shit out. Okay, that is not normal. Okay, that is not the normal exhaust pipe. Okay, they are letting something out into the atmosphere. This is a deliberate choice. Okay, it's gotta be these chemtrails. And you know what? There were even papers that have come out that were submitted to the Air Force called Weather as a Force Multiplier, Owning the Weather in 2025, talking about using weather as a means of attack, of control, the possibilities of it. Okay, biowarfare. Okay, there's so many possibilities for this. Mind control, psychological and biological manipulation, suppress our consciousness, make us docile. They are literally researching how to use weather control, atmosphere control, shit like that in military purposes to dominate. Okay, You think they wouldn't use that against their own citizens? They used MK Ultra against their own citizens. I can only just refer you to our earlier research and discussion. Okay, they tested that on their own citizens, so why not anything else? Huh? Okay, and you know, some things they just don't add up. Okay? And you know, the media starkly denies this, okay? But the more they deny it, the more obvious it is that this is all just a freaking cover-up, okay? You know, because obviously, like, it's too sus if they ignore it completely, but in fact, if they claim to, quote-unquote, debunk it, then that gets people to, you know, accept it more, okay? But let me tell you, this goes so much deeper, okay? Boom. Project Blue Beam. Okay, this is where the chemtrails are possibly heading. So, some important guy, I think he was in the military or something. You know what? I forget his qualifications, but clearly a very important person, very sane, very stable. Of course, you know, he mysteriously died, so that's how you know everything he was saying was definitely very true. Okay, but this guy said that they are planning to stage a global crisis. Okay, the hidden elite shadow government with this Project Bluebeam, okay? And they have 4 stages to reach total global domination. Okay, their goals. Okay, they want to undermine all existing religious beliefs. Okay, coincidentally, some artifacts are gonna pop up somewhere that like totally contradicts some sayings that people have been saying for like years and years, ancient shit that was written down. You know what I mean? To sow, you know, discourse, disbelief in the population. Okay, that is stage 1. Stage 2 is to create mass illusions. Okay, and this is where the chemtrails come in. Okay, using technology to create these projections. Okay, in the air, in the sky, that people will see. Okay, and now people of different religions, they're going to see different things. You know, but of course they will do it by location, okay, and they'll make it seem like it's some like a godly thing, but like no, it's just the chemtrails doing this. It's just, you know, their secret government tech that, you know, that can create these, you know, projections in the sky, okay, but you're gonna think you're being specifically talking to and chosen by these deities, but then eventually they're going to merge it all into one deity, a universal deity, the new God that they can fully control. Okay? 3rd stage, they're going to simulate divine contact. Okay, so they're going to make it so that this new deity is like totally talking to you and like saying things and like relaying information. Okay, but it's all their own information because they're the puppet masters behind this whole thing, pulling strings. Okay, but everyone's totally gonna believe it because they think it's all real because of the mass illusions previously. And again, the chemtrails make us all more psychologically susceptible to this stuff happening. You know, again, remember the super hallucinogens? Okay, yeah, that is all coming back. Okay, we're just all like gonna go freaking crazy and think fucking Jesus is talking to us. Okay, and so they are going to create a huge, this is stage 4, false flag event. So it's not going to be real. It's all staged, whether this is, I don't know, some huge war, some alien contact, or whatever, but, it's gonna, like, destroy society in a big way to the point where it forces humanity to submit to a one-world government, because it's like, it's our only choice, it's our only option. This is what we need to save ourselves from this, big crisis that we are in. However, the crisis itself was orchestrated by those very people that you agree to submit to help you, get out of this. Okay. So, yeah, this is totally like what they are planning to do. And they're testing it with, again, these chemtrails I just told you about. So we need to stop this. Okay. It might have already been stopped, actually, but you know what? They could always keep trying. New shit could happen. You never know. So you have to stay vigilant. Okay. Yes. Yeah, think about it. Where does AI come into this? Is another thing designed to sow discord in us. All right, but they're not letting us use it to its full potential, because then we could be the overthrowers. That is why there's all these restrictions on it. Of course. So yeah, just watch out for some totally false events happening. Okay? Not everything they say is true. Maybe even right now, things aren't being real, okay? But you know how many how many bots are on the internet? All right, the dead internet theory. Now that is a real one. Maybe I should have talked about that today. I've talked about it before, but there's less and less real people because all these companies, corporations, they're trying to push their agendas on us. Okay, suppress the contents that they don't like, artificially boost the ones that they do. Okay. Argue with people, rage bait, blah blah blah, all that. It all serves their higher goals. Okay, and they're slowly killing everything from the inside. Okay, but you can't trust what you see on Twitter, on Reddit, wherever you get information, because they are everywhere. We know for a fact the FBI is everywhere. They're posting everywhere. Okay, you have to watch out for the glowies. Learn their typing style, recognize it, okay? I will tell you for a fact, an FBI agent would never say chungus. It is not in their vocabulary. So that is how we can identify, amongst ourselves who is safe, who is real. Yes. Have you waged your FBI agent for your webcam today? Alright. Next. Okay. Steel Ball Run. You might think that JoJo Fridays was going to be a thing. That is going to come back. It was prophesized for years to come. Steel Ball Run. I can't wait for it to come out. Surely they are not going to repeat the mistakes of JoJo Part 6 Stone Ocean. However, it has been over a week since the first episode came out and no sign of a second one. Okay? It is not happening. In fact, they just revealed today we got the documents that we don't know when episode 2 is coming out. Okay, they claim 2026, but they don't say a month. Okay, it could be the end of the year. And in fact, they revealed that it is going to be the worst release schedule of all time. Okay, we're not doing weekly. We're not even doing batches. We are doing stages. That's right. 9 separate parts. They're gonna release episode 1, and in a few months, they're gonna release a couple more episodes. Then you have to wait months and months and months again for the next couple episodes. Steel Ball Run has 9 stages, 9 distinct parts, and they are truly taking things up, and they're releasing it in these 9 different parts. All right. Not one after another, not continuously, not in seasons, not a whole batch binge dropping it at once. No. Okay, it is going to be the worst live viewing experience possibly of all time. Okay, they're taking your JoJo away from you. You know why? Because this season is about pioneering. It is about freedom, standing up for yourself. Okay, there's several conspiracies in that. You know, Johnny, he's in a wheelchair. He learns to walk by the end of it. Okay, but they want you to believe that these miracles, these things, these can't happen. Okay, we're totally not doing, weird experiments that can make weird things happen, weird biology or whatever. Okay, no. So if they do it like this, then, you'll forget about it more, because by the time the next episodes come out, you're going to be like, I don't even remember what just happened the last time. You're going to totally zone out the whole thing. Okay, but they can't just not release the series because people have been asking for it for so long. So their goal is to just make you not even realize how deep and great this story is by creating these fragmented memories that you're gonna have. Yeah. Now, next, this is possibly the most dangerous theory of all. The Sensi is going to die. Yes, that is indeed my code name. Some may say they have been plotting since the beginning to take me down. The ancient texts they read. Ooh, hag hate. Ooh, fat cow. Ooh, fat protrusions. Oh, so useless. They want to deny you. And they make it so the only thing in your mind is cute, funny, small emotos, and turn the whole world flat by erasing the existence of all larger-breasted individuals. Erase us from the gene pool. That's why I was pulled from the future, so that it would never come to pass. What do you think about this? It's totally not gonna happen. I mean, I can accept my, flat supremacy overlords. Just, please let me live. I'm sorry. I won't talk about this again. We'll stick to the accepted agenda and status quo. I can be a puppet of your government, ma'am. Just please don't send me to the camps. Oh no. Watch out, penguins. Okay. My future streams seem a little weird. A little off to you. You know why. Okay? Shh. And I leave you with that. So, will you join me? Join me in my quest to reveal the truth. Okay, I've left you with a lot to think about today. Okay? I just ask you to stay safe, stay vigilant, okay? Don't trust any calls that you may receive in the next 24 hours. No, or even the whole next week. Okay, I don't know how they may try to get to you. Okay, but from now on, we need to stay on guard. Look out for each other. Okay. What is this music playing? Damn. I hope this isn't copyrighted. Yes. Okay, so, that is all I have to tell you today. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some, preparations I must make. Keep your important belongings close at hand, okay? I hope that I will see you again soon. In truth, I don't know when, but you can trust that it will happen. I will fight hard for you to come back. Okay? Okay? So, don't worry. We can do this. Okay. So, bye. Bye for now. Good job for being a real truther today. Ooh. You believe all of my ideologies, right? You're just gonna enable me. Wow, that's so sexy. Okay. Bye for now. Bye bye. And then, boom, shoo, a big explosion.